इधर आओ, तुम इधर आओ। क्या नाम है तुम्हारा? इधर आओ। जो मैं कह रहा हूँ सुन नहीं रहा क्या? अभी मैं पुलिस के हवाले कर दूंगा 1 मिनट के अंदर, ठीक है ना? उसको चेक करो जाकर के, इसमें ऑर्डर। You will check it. You will check it. You will check it. Go there. You will check it. I say. You will check it now. Just now. Check करो इसको। ये सब लोग अभी चेक देखो मेरे सामने है। सुन ली मैंने बात, मैं कह रहा हूँ इसको चेक करो, इसको स्वास्थ्य ठीक नहीं है और तुम कैमरे की निगाह में हो, ठीक है ना? तो मैं थोड़ी चेक करो अभी, चेक करो अभी। पर्ची यहाँ है आपके पास, देख चेक करो। हाँ इसकी पर्ची लो अभी, कहाँ है? अरे पर्ची क्या बात है?
अरे हम कहाँ
Please read 144 order carefully. You seem to be an educated man. Don't talk like a bloody villager, uneducated person.
Talking like this, I'm a surgeon. Okay.
So catch hold of this guy obstructing public servant on duty. Catch hold of him.
इस तरह से मत करो, वो खुद एक कोविड का डॉक्टर है। प्लीज सर, प्लीज सर, प्लीज सर।
चेहरा दिखना चाहिए अगर चला तो। क्या नाम है तुम्हारा बताओ? मैं डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट मिस्टर सर। इसको फॉर ऑब्स्ट्रक्टिंग पब्लिक सर्विस ऑन ड्यूटी अरेस्ट। आउट। चलो बाहर निकलो। बाहर निकलिए, बाहर निकलिए। गेट आउट इमीडिएटली। इनको डंडा मारो यार। वायलेटेड गवर्नमेंट ऑर्डर विलफुली। अरेस्ट हिम। सबका नाम नोट करिए, 188 में बुक करिए, सबको लॉकअप में लेके जाइए, लॉकअप में लेके जाइए। They will all be arrested right now. Unfortunately, these are educated, rich people. They are behaving like this. So what about the poor people who are not educated?
So Abraham Lincoln said that if you want to test a man's character, then give him power. If this had happened to me or any of my family members or friends, I would have ruined the life of this IAS officer. And I know exactly how I would have done that. Legally, constitutionally, I know how I would have done that. If something similar happens to you or any of your family members ever in life, please promise me that you will not stay silent. You should know that our constitution makers are not characterless beings who you just saw on your screens. You should know that you have all the powers in the world to ensure that this useless IAS officer, in the name of Sailesh Kumar Yadav, he is not just suspended, but this person also gets socially boycotted wherever he is posted. How can a mentally deranged individual be given charge of a district in a sane democracy? He's mentally deranged. Because if you think about it, only a mentally deranged individual will think that he is a king, the mighty king in the 21st century India. And here this mentally deranged king also has a state license to arrest anyone, slap anyone, even though some of those individuals were just responding. Just for a second, think if it was your wedding, and it can happen. How would you feel? How would your parents feel? Today, some of us may not feel the pain, but tomorrow it could be you. What stops Sailesh Kumar Yadav from slapping your family members, arresting them? Do you know this wedding is one of the most precious days in someone's life? People remember this forever. Talk about the tales to their kids, grandkids. People dream of this day. It's a pure, pious occasion. And today there's a real possibility that a mentally deranged individual can come in with guns, state license, policemen, and ruin that day for you, your family. For some of us, we can make a case that it may not be as precious. But for parents, it's a very precious day. Your parents may live for such days. They dream of such days. Many parents, they spend their lives earnings for such days. Not just in India, but across the world. It is an occasion for which they earn. It is one of their life's goals. The standing in society is judged basis how they get their children married. And here a deranged individual is slapping, arresting, abusing. And none of this is happening in the 17th or 18th century India. All of this is happening in 2020. So if you want to test a man's character, just give him power. The characterless man that you just saw on screens is Sailesh Kumar Yadav. Note down his name. And if you ever get into services, which I will make sure that you get into, just go and meet him and tell him that I became a civil servant to be exactly opposite of who you are and whatever you represent. At least have the spine to say that on his face. And if he does anything, just talk to me. I'll ensure good lawyers for you. What is Sailesh Kumar Yadav saying? Use this word. Don't talk like a bloody uneducated villager.
Don't talk like a bloody villager, uneducated person.
That's the sentence he used. Whatever happened is not funny. It is just one of the incidents that got caught on camera. I'm dead scared to think what kind of atrocities this same person is potentially committing in rural India. Clearly, he has a lot of hate for that part of India. Don't talk like a bloody, uneducated villager. The soul of India lives in villages. He's supposed to work for those villages. UPSC, DAR, PG should be ashamed to have allowed this shameless character to stay as a civil servant. Because whatever he did, it is neither civil nor a servant-like. And he's of course not a king. Why should citizens of India pay taxes? Why should citizens of India pay for his salary, for his bungalow? The IAS officer is quoting section 144 with so much pride. It is a section that prohibits the gathering of 4 or more people, carrying weapons, and even restricts internet services to maintain public order. Frequent use of section 144 is nothing to claim over. It is a tool that is meant to establish public safety. But here the public official himself is a concern. He's actually a threat. And this is what happens when you have unchecked powers and state is given unchecked license. Where was this DM when around the same time there were election rallies happening? Many politicians' kids also got married around the same time. Many instances. He and his ilks were busy doing security arrangements for them. Public service is not just about efficiently enforcing laws. Public service is also about empathy, respect, understanding, humility, humanity. Where is humanity in this case? The moment you reply to this mentally challenged DM, you get arrested.
Arrest him! Those will be arrested first of all. They'll all be arrested right now.
How dare he talk to citizens of my country that way? Who gave him the license to beat them mercilessly on such an auspicious day? It is a dangerous situation for India. This person can go on to potentially lead other districts. This guy can go on to become secretary, may form laws. Let me show you one more ground experience of someone who is from Tripura, and this is what she wrote about him. So I do not know how true this is. All of this is alleged. But I won't be surprised if this is what has happened. Civil servants doing this for YouTube fame. And there are many who are hungry for fame. Anonymity, it's a funny word. And there's this hunger for fame that they are now using all the state machinery to become popular YouTubers. If your goal is to become a YouTuber, then become a YouTuber. Why waste taxpayers' money? No one is giving you rights to make a video, publish those videos on YouTube and harass others. So whatever you saw on the screens was a classic example of an untrained civil servant in this country. And he's not alone. It is not funny how shamelessly he was talking to a surgeon, a COVID doctor. It is not funny that Sailesh Kumar Yadav was using terms like bloody, uneducated villagers. The same person would have scored highest in paper 4 ethics. Same person would have written detailed essays on social justice in mains. And sad part is that he is not alone. There are so many. And therefore it is not a surprise that majority of Indians want to leave India. Why? So that they can be treated like humans, not animals. What are those animals? Because they are being treated like animals in their own country. Sailesh Kumar Yadav was one civil servant whose acts got caught on camera, perhaps because of his own faults. He wanted him to record. And there are many like him who are drunk in power. I want you to read this Hindustan Times article. Here, civil servants were found using capacity building funds to sponsor trips to Paris, Barcelona, and Germany. And if you were to ask these civil servants why did they join civil services, they will give you an answer. Create large-scale impact. And this is what happens when useless people occupy important positions. It is extremely important for our country that good, ethical humans become part of civil services. One of the officers, Deepak Kumar, he had spent 18 lakh rupees in just 2 days. All of that was our money. We pay our taxes on our income. Whenever that bloody, illiterate villager, a term that IAS so casually used, whenever that villager would buy a toffee for his daughter, he pays GST. You pay taxes for the usage of roads. You pay taxes even if you were to sell your own house. And then in return, Prince Dhawan, the other officer, he got second rank in UPSC a few years ago. He had spent 10 lakh in 2 days. Why? Because he thought it's much more relevant to spend that fund's money in Barcelona and Paris. And it is not a surprise when people say that India's steel frame is now becoming stale frame. Stale. It smells. It smells of unchecked power, corruption, abuses, smells of deceit to Mother India. But now my question is, what can you do to solve this mess? Should we just stay silent, allow them to harass us, our parents? What can you do? What can you do so that no officer ever has the power to abuse you, slap you, and God forbid, abuse your parents? What can you do to teach these civil servants a lesson? A civil servant like Sailesh Kumar Yadav who thinks of you as an uneducated villager. So today and the next few days, we are going to learn something that will empower you. You will learn about your rights. You will learn about your privileges. Many people, they face the wrath of these useless civil servants. Why? Because these people think that they are powerless. But that is not true. Every citizen of India is empowered. The only thing that our citizens lack is their knowledge of that power. They are oblivious to the existence of fundamental rights, how to get them enforced. The moment citizens are made aware of their rights, things will change for the better. We all have heard this, knowledge is power. Only and only if you know how to use that power. And that is why you need to learn about fundamental rights. If you know about your fundamental rights, you will navigate this society with utmost confidence. You will understand what freedoms you are entitled to and why. You will ask better questions. Awareness about fundamental rights is the first line of defense against any kind of infringement of your rights. When citizens are aware of their rights, they're better equipped to challenge the abuses or violations. Studying fundamental rights is not just about legal education. It is about empowering citizens to participate actively and responsibly in society. What is the reason why, if tomorrow a 23-year-old SDM were to go into any village of Uttar Pradesh, that SDM or DM will be treated like a royalty. People who are aged as old as his grandmother, they will come and touch his feet. But nothing of that kind will happen in Boston or New York or even in Delhi. The reason is people are just fed useless knowledge. They are not the kings. It's not the British Empire. So let's kickstart that journey of fundamental rights today. Your empowerment begins from today. And hopefully you talk about this and empower others who may not be aware of some of these rights.